What if the greatest psychologist who ever lived wasn't Freud or Jung, but Jesus of Nazareth? This isn't a metaphor, it's an unbearable truth, because his diagnosis of the human condition cuts deeper, and his cure is more radical than anything modern therapy can offer. First, the diagnosis. We believe our problems are external: our job, our relationships, our circumstances. Jesus stated the problem is internal. He said, "For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery." He identified the source code of our dysfunction, the human heart. He called out the Pharisees not for their actions, which were often publicly flawless, but for their internal state, saying they were like cups clean on the outside, but full of greed and self-indulgence on the inside. He diagnosed humanity with a universal sickness of the soul. Second, his analysis of our mental torment. Long before we had terms for it, Jesus addressed the core drivers of anxiety. He said, "Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life?" He identified worry not as a helpful tool but as a useless, self-inflicted poison. He understood the crippling power of shame better than anyone. When he met the woman at the well, a social outcast, he didn't just offer her water. He saw through her entire history of broken relationships and offered her a new identity, freeing her from a shame that had defined her entire life. Which brings us to the unbearable part, the cure. Modern psychology often empowers the self. It says, "You have the strength within you." Jesus' psychology says the self is the problem. The cure isn't self-improvement, it's self-surrender. It's a total psychological reset. He said, "Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it." This is the ultimate paradox. You cannot fix the broken mind with the broken mind. You need an outside intervention. This is why he called himself a physician. "It is not the healthy who need a doctor," he said, "but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous but sinners." The unbearable truth is that we are all patients. We are the ones with the sickness in our hearts, and we can't heal ourselves. The first step in the most profound therapy ever offered is admitting you are not the psychologist. You are the one in need of healing.